Alright, I am doing a test drive to test out the Kraus adjustable shifter lever. You got an adjustment here, and you can see I kind of nicked it up already, changing it out. And of course your adjustment here, and this piece here, you can rotate it as, I think I need to move this down one more notch. What I'm trying to do is give myself more room out here on the peg for my foot. These are not Indy Ridge shoes, by the way, and they are not broken in. These are Harley Davidson's riding boot shoe. I got them. I had a big credit at Harley Davidson because someone bought a bike and put me down as a reference. I might have another one now after today. Congratulations, Tim, on your road glide. Anyway, they're not broken in. They're stiff. They don't fit as good as the Indy Ridge. They don't have as much padding out here. There's a little bit. It's a heavy duty leather. There's a little bit here, a little bit more heavy duty, but it's not like Indy Ridge. But like I said, I got them on a credit, and I thought I would give them a chance, see how comfortable they are for the summer. We're halfway through the summer anyway, but I thought I would give them a chance and see what they did. They don't fit as good. They're 11.5s, and they're actually, my 12 on Indy Ridge fits me real good. Anyway, I think I need to move this down one more, but I think I'll go for a ride with the Indy Ridge and see how they fit in there, because I think the Indy Ridge is a little fatter. But I can take this bolt out of the back here, pull its spline, I can pull it out and move it. Yeah, my friend Amy made that for me. And over here, I have the Santoro adjustable brake pedal. And I have it adjusted up like this, and I still have to get used to it being up here, but it gives me more foot room out here. I just wish there was another set of, I love the mids. I love them. It gives me plenty of room. They're high for being aggressive when you're in the curves or when you're in town, but they just need to be just a little farther. If they were a little farther out, I would be able to put my foot would be out here, and they'd be super comfortable. And I've been looking at ways to like make something that can move it out just a little bit. I might take this out to Cookie and see if we can't drill another hole out here. I don't know. My friend Cookie, Mike Cook, he'll have an idea of what we can do. Might even talk to Billy Lane about doing something, making something off of here. But that's a whole different thing. I put you guys haven't seen it yet. This will come out before the other video. I had the little yellow Clockworks on. It goes right there like that. And it looks cool, and it gives you a lot of wind, but it's unbearable at speed because your shield will blow down and close, so that kind of defeats the purpose of getting more air. And it's also very windy for motovlogging, and that kind of defeats the purpose. Here, there's my Barrel Boy sticker, which you guys will see in the future. See, also I have the Kraus Easy Shift here, and I'm not so sure I like it. Maybe on earlier models it was hard to get it. They were hard to get in neutral. This one was never tough to get in neutral, but I thought, I'll try it, and I don't know that I like it. And I might be the only person to ever say that, because I've seen nothing but good reviews online. Yeah, I definitely need to move that down if I'm going to wear these shoes, but I'll try it with my Indy Ridges. I'm just going to go for a little ride because it's a summer night and it's not raining. I called AJ, text AJ, and AJ is getting ready for a trip to Michigan for vacation, and so he couldn't go ride tonight, and I was just going to ride over there and hang out. This was just mostly getting used to the shifter and brake, because the brake is much higher than normally would. But see, like you can see, I can put my foot out a little farther out, like this. And for a long trip, having my leg in this position where it's kind of relaxed, and then I can put it up here. Actually, I have another set of these, and I'm going to see if I can't lower them down, and it's got a longer stem. I'm going to see if I can't lower it down and get them just a little bit lower. And then once I get them perfect, then I'll make a permanent weld-on thing, and me and Cookie will weld it on there once I get my foot position right there. That's a little bit high, and I get a little pinch right here in my pelvis region. I am a princess and a pea when it comes to this, and I know I've had a couple comments about people saying, well, you just need to buy a touring bike and, you know, do it. And I was like, for a solo person, for a solo rider, oh, I hate this light. for a solo rider, this bike is the perfect bike for touring. It's an all-around bike. It is very comfortable for commuting. See, that's not bad. I can get used to it, get my foot up there real quick. Yeah, I do need to lower the peg down just a little bit. It's hot quick. It's very sticky. It's been raining, and I mowed my yard today, and which takes me all 20 minutes, and put out some food for the critters. I have skunks, possums, a raccoon family living in the creek behind my house. Somewhere they come up the creek behind my house, and deer, and so I just put food out in the backyard so that they don't go out in the street and get hit by people. You know, their ancestors were here first, and so I want to take care of them. But I just wanted to enjoy this nice evening, even if it is very stuffy. It's probably 100% humidity because of the rain. I don't know. I'm going to try to get used to these Harley Davidson shoes. This is not a. I don't really believe they're. If it was coming out of my pocket, they were cheaper than the Indy Ridge. They were $140, I believe, or $160, and the Indy Ridge is like $189. If it was spending my money, I would have bought the Indy Ridge. I would have, if I was coming to pocket out my money, I would have said, I'm getting the Indy Ridge hands down. But if you're Harley Davidson, say you're Harley Davidson, you're buying a new bike, and they're like, yeah, we're throwing a set of boots for you because you need some shoes. I think that as long as they were throwing them out, but hands down, I hate to say that because everybody wants to be sponsored by Harley, and everybody wants to use the Harley stuff. I get it, but these is not the avenue I would go. See how hard it is to get it in neutral? I gotta fight it to get it in neutral, which is not fun. So yeah, I'll be getting rid of that easy shift. There's no real adjustment on it. It goes on and goes off. So there's obviously, I don't need it. I drove for decades, multiple decades without needing it, but what's going on in Mansion Hill tonight? Looks like something fun. What is today? Is today Friday or Saturday? What is today? Today's Friday night? Heck, I don't know. Something smells good. Oh, you guys can't smell it yet. That technology's on its way, ain't it? I like this neighborhood back in here. Very, very pretty. This old Italian neighborhood. Oh, this Mansion Hill bridal thing. I rode my bicycle by here not too long ago. It's such a cool, old school, custom wedding dress place. I don't know if they custom make them or they rent them or what. Anyway, I'm going to go for a little ride here. Before I do that, I need to put my phone up here because I'm wearing my LL Bean pants, and while these are really comfortable pants and they're really durable, I've had them for years, they're hiking pants. They are really tough. The pocket's not fastened very well, and in fact, these might even be the pants that I was wearing the time I was bringing Pete's Panhead chopper back from Georgetown, and I lost my phone. This was like years ago, like 12 years ago, and I lost my phone out of my pocket. I should see if I still have that video somewhere. Riding Pete's Panhead. I stopped to put my phone up there. I still need to modify the quad lock thing because the little screw just don't have enough. Did I mention this before? My quad lock, I think, feels like it's really loose, and Kevin, my chopper riding buddy Kevin, asked me if I thought mine was loose, or he said his was very loose, and Did I think it was normal? And then I said, well, they are loose. And then I took it apart, and instead of, like, the instructions show 2 bolts, but mine's just got 1 long bolt goes through it. And when it finally goes through it, it's only got like 2.5 threads that holds it into the bottom piece. And I think the standard engineering is supposed to be 4 threads to hold something tight. And so I'm going to see if I can get in a longer screw and see if I can't get it a little tighter, because, you know, nobody wants to lose their phone on the road. And while I don't usually go by this locally, it is a good place to store your phone when you're not wearing a jacket. I know, I'm sorry, I'm squidding it tonight. The sky is just beautiful tonight. It has stormed all week, and it's not been fun. And like tonight was nice but humid, and I was like, I bet it'll feel great. And I adjusted my pegs, and I was like, I'm going to go for a little ride. I get home, I'm going to adjust that peg again and take that easy shifter off. I just don't need that easy shifter, and see if that makes a bit of difference. Is back to where it's easy to get back in first again, because that's annoying, you know. But anyway, I've had a couple people say, like, you should just get a bagger, and I can't tell by the tone. It's one of the things, like, people really need it. The communicating person to person is much different than the interpretation that when somebody types something or somebody says something. And sometimes people don't realize that they're coming across snarky or mean, or that person on the other side of that message is going to misinterpret it as mean. So it'll leave a bad taste in your mouth. You need to get a bagger instead of that. You know, that's an old man, that's a young man's game. And thinking, this bike is so much more comfortable. And granted, I rode hard bikes when I was young. There's no doubt about it. I rode bikes that were not designed to do what they did in ways that they rode. And I am 60 years old, and I do have arthritis, and you know, I'm probably trying. But this is not like I'm trying to use the wrong machine. This Sport Touring is the name of this. Granted, I have long legs, but like right now, I got my legs out on the ends of these running boards because you got this adjustable shifter and adjustable brake, and it's comfortable as can be. And I can see long distance wise that would be comfortable as be. That's a very comfortable position, and you know, I'm just kind of casually riding through downtown Cincinnati here, which you would see in the opening of WKRP in Cincinnati, which you guys already know that I love. I'm just going for a casual ride. I'm not going anywhere in particular. I just wanted to enjoy the evening, and I think it's Friday night. I don't even know. It is. I think it's the 18th. I think I posted the Mercury retrograde video this morning. Woke up, I was sick all day. How about that? I was sick all day. You're going, yeah, no shit, you drank a bottle of wine last night. Yeah, I know, I drank a half bottle of wine while I was filming the 13 different times I tried to do it. And then I got upstairs to edit it and color filter it and grading and all that. And I drank the rest of that wine and went to bed. And I did not eat the healthiest of supper. Speaking of, I got ingredients to make a cheeseburger casserole, which I'm going to do when I get home tonight, and give Callie Taro 888 YouTube, my YouTube friend, my friend in general, my very good friend Kelly. I'll give her a call later and make my cheeseburger casserole, stay up all night, go see my daughter tomorrow. I know this is Mercury retrograde. We're rambling and set to cruise control. I was like, and I'm just going to go on a short ride. I'm not going anywhere in particular. But them clouds up there, they look pretty ominous. I do have my rain gear with me. Push comes to shove. It would have to get really hard before I would stop and really put them on, because I already gave myself this thing this year, that pep talk this year, that I'm not putting rain gear on locally. I'm just going to rough it out. But that does look pretty ominous, don't it? But we're heading north, and we'll keep heading north. I'm going to do like a big loop. Because that's what we do, big loop. I-75, I will cut across the Norwood lateral over to I-71. And what's famous about the Norwood lateral is that's where the GM plant was. The GM Camaro Firebird plant. It was actually called the Fisher Brothers plant. You guys that are GM experts will know what that means. But the Camaro and Firebird was built from 1967 to... Ken, you're going to have to help me out here. I'm going to ask my friend Ken to help me out here. I'm doing one of those things. It's like the late 90s maybe? They was also built in Canada, but the Camaro plant in Norwood, Ohio was the main plant. And I got to visit it twice and got to see two different generations of Camaros built. I think in 1979 or 1980, I got to go to the Camaro plant. They had just brought the Z28 back out. So I got to see the Z28 built. And I think in 1983, I got to visit it again. I don't remember the year, 83, I'm almost positive 83. Speaking of Ken, my buddy Ken owns a, Ken, you're going to kill me, it's a 67 Trans Am. It's a real Trans Am. And he bought it off the original owner who worked there at GM and watched the car get built, and Ken bought it off him. So there's that. There is a mythology about Norwood also, about the Norwood Camaro plant, and there was a Ford plant built in Sharonville, Ohio as well, a stamping plant where my grandfather worked. And the mythology was that there were so many Appalachians that lived in Hazard and in the eastern seaboard of Kentucky that drove to Detroit back and forth off their shifts. And I don't know how their shift works, if they did day shift, night shift, Monday through Fridays. I don't know how it worked, but apparently that there were so many that drove back and forth from the hills on their days off, and they broke down around Cincinnati every weekend, so they couldn't keep the plant running. So they put plants in Cincinnati. I don't know how true that is, but it was a funny mythology that they like to, that around Cincinnati area they would talk about. But anyway, it's raining. It's raining pretty good. I'm heading home. I'm going to be wet by the time I get home, but that's all right. There could be worse things to do than going on a nice Friday night Mercury retrograde ride and get wet. I'll go home and edit this and make my cheeseburger casserole and talk to Kelly and have a good evening, and then work on editing, doing voiceover of the footage where I went riding with the Curse crew. It's very funny. It's the first time I've ever rode with the Curse crew. First time I ever rode with BK Lowe. We've met multiple times, but never rode together. And of course, I had GoPro, or not GoPro, but wireless mic difficulties because. Oh, it's stop traffic too. Yeah, let's see. Let's camp out here for a second, just for a second. These LL Bean pants are not great for riding in the rain, and neither is my Dixon bamboo shirt. That is fine. I just wore the Dixon bamboo shirt though, so I guess I'll throw it in the dryer when I get home. But no guts, no glory. As it turns out, I didn't have to split lanes. Traffic's moving. I don't want to go too fast. You never know how the road slickage is. I noticed the other day I was at AutoZone getting some brake caliper for my car. No, I don't remember what it was. It got something for my car. It ain't an AutoZone. Anyway, I was just noticing how much oil was on the road outside of AutoZone, on the parking lot outside AutoZone. I was thinking, that's the same amount of oil that these vehicles are dripping on the highway anyway, and they're sitting, and this is usually dead stop traffic, so I'm sure these roads are slick with spots of oil. So I get very paranoid in the rain anymore, so I just take my time. I'm not going to try to go super fast and hit the brakes. And there's been a lot of motorcycle accidents in the region lately, so I'm not going to tempt it. I'm not going to. Anyway, and there's the backside of Cincinnati. There's the Procter & Gamble buildings, and we're going to hit 471 here and head back to the inherently dangerous Motovlog headquarters. I gotta watch it. I know it's dry, like I ran out of the rain, but there is some wet spots. I hit a spot a while ago when it was going across the Lowrider. It was just like I thought. It was slicker and snot. I always like these green bridges under here. I thought the green underpass going to the Big Mac bridge. I'm not so sure I like the color of this bridge, but it's not like I can do anything about it. But, you know, we're probably going to be moving the studio in next month anyway, so where this will all be, I'll be missing all this anyway. Anyway, that's just a little test ride on the Friday night. Ride out, get wet, check to see if your ergonomics good. Have a little discussion about touring bikes. And I don't know if I finished my train of thought on that, but basically I was like, modern bikes are so much further advanced with their balancing and comfort. I know a lot of people complain that they feel like they're sitting down in the bike, they're sitting backwards in this bike. I don't understand it. I really think that people need the like different seats, different floorboards. Mess around with it. Don't just give up on it. You know, like that's not gonna work. And I think the problem is that probably they're so expensive. The bikes are so expensive that to invest that kind of money feels aggravating, that you're not getting exactly what you want. And I've said that for years, that the manufacturers need to start setting up ergonomics for people just like bicycle manufacturers do. But salesmen don't care about the ergonomics. They just, you know, tons out the door, basically. They don't care about the rider comfort, and that's a shame. And I think the manufacturers, all of them, not just Harley and Indian. I think all the manufacturers need to start working on setting up the rider's triangle for the rider so that they will keep a motorcycle. Now, granted, there's something to be said about something for them, profit-wise, is to people come in and trade it for a different bike thinking that they're getting comfort on another bike, and they don't. They just need to put a little effort in what they have. I will say that if I had a full-time passenger, I might would have to rethink the comfort level of touring on this. But since I don't have a full-time passenger, unless you guys want to work on that for me, I don't have a full-time passenger. It is not. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just saying that for a solo rider, this bike is more than up to speed to be a great touring bike. Really liking my Santoro adjustable brake pedal. I like that where it's at. I like it does kind of remind me how the Japanese chopper riders put their brake pedal up like that. It's not like it's crazy amount of speed to get your foot up on there, and it gives me lots of foot room on my floorboard. So Santoro, thumbs up. I will have to do some more adjustment on the Kraus shifter peg. On that note, I hope you guys got wet with me, and hope you guys watched this in the shower so you could experience what it's like. And it had to be a cold shower, so, but now we're thawing out. The shoes, the Harley Davidson shoes, they are not waterproof. My feet are wet, my toes are wet, so I might put some ink oil on them, hoping that they'll waterproof them, but they definitely are not a waterproof shoe. My Indy Ridge, I'll be going back to them, that they're getting a little worn out, and I don't think I can get the soles replaced. I got a hole in the bottom of one of the soles. I was actually going to try to patch it myself, but I can tell you from this, these shoes have a good grip on the bottom, and they hold on to the spikes on this floorboard very well. So I do like that. And my Indy Ridges are, the bottom of them are wore out. It's a shame because the top of my Indy Ridges are really in good shape. Maybe I'll contact them and ask them if I can resole them. They probably won't, but you know, it's worth a thought. I do like the Indy Ridges better, and I would buy the Indy Ridges hand down. On that note, peace out, foes.